So it's just carrying on from what we were doing earlier. I didn't realize what my time slot was at, so I'm just going to keep, holding control, and I'm just trying to cut this kind of in, okay? That kind of thing. All right, so I'm kind of doing this more by hand, but obviously, depending on what you have, it might make sense to use some sort of image. Okay, so I'm gonna, and especially right in here, actually, so I'm gonna make my brush a little bit bigger, and yeah, I'm on the cut one, so I'm just gonna kind of really get this crease to be a little bit stronger. You can kind of see, so. Just trying to do the best I can with what I got. And even here, like these wrinkles, I'm just going to kind of cut that in a little bit better. Okay. This is one of those things where, like, depending on, your comfortability levels and things, add a little bit for the stick to go into. All right, so you can kind of see, you can kind of make it look wrinkly and stuff. Okay, and I'm just using shift to smooth. But you can see it's a lot harder to smooth things out when it's at this higher res. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller and kind of cut this eye. Okay, I'm going to try and smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Kind of cut this in here. Okay. And smooth it. You almost always want to smooth after, because that's how you get things to look nice. Okay. Do a terrible job on this. Use this kind of round one. Maybe I'll Command Z, make this a little bit bigger. Take my M for magnitude down a little. I think maybe I might add a little bit of little quirky thing there. Give that a little more lippage. Okay, I'm going to go back to the cut in here. And I'm going to kind of try to, I don't know, it looks terrible. You get the idea. You do something like that, and then I can do a bunch more things too. So I could use, let me see if any of these would work, that would be like even somewhat approachable. None of these are really doing it for me. Okay, well, I'll try to use this just to show you as an example. So once I get done with that, actually what I would do is maybe make another layer, and I would call this one like textures, okay? And this is more or less just to create, that sort of thing. So I would probably look up a video or something that would be appropriate for what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to make it so that my thing has a brick texture on it. I don't know why. I just feel like that makes sense. So I'm going to hold S. You can see S down here controls the look of it. So so I'm going to go S. I'm going to kind of cut out here. And I'm going to get it kind of straight. And I'm going to hold S. And there we go. We'll make it a little bit smaller. All right. And then I'll make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to take my fall off, make it normal. Go back to my stencil, make sure that's still on. Sculpt is good. I'm going to take my M, and must be pretty weak. I'll take my B. Oops. Thought I had B selected. Take my B. There we go. And I'm just going to paint this on there. Okay? So, like that. I'm going to hold S now and click and drag like that. Okay. This really doesn't make any sense, but it's just to give you a rough kind of idea of how this would work. Okay, but you see I gotta go all the way around the figure. Hold S and rotate that one. Come on. A little bit more. There. This actually would be pretty good for like a lizard neck. Okay. And you get the idea, right? So we could say that that all looks good. Now when you're done with that, you could actually go in and go into paint layers and add some in here too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a diffuse, and I'm just gonna show you something you can do. I kind of did it before, but it might work better now. If I go to dry brush, what I could do is I'll choose a really kind of a nice light kind of cream color. Okay, done. And this is again just to kind of add a little pizzazz. Make sure my M is much weaker. Okay, maybe a little bit stronger than that. And I I am going to brush this on. Maybe it's going to be even stronger. Okay. Yay. So what I'm going to do is just try and add, because all it's going to do is just add a little bit of, I'm just trying to add lightness where things are more superficial, more to the surface, because typically they would look a little more worn out. We kind of did this before in an automated process, but it's good to kind of do it this way as well. Okay. And I might paint his beak black and stuff. Now this is what I want to show you, because I think this is a lot cooler. So I'm going to go down here, do a really deep black kind of purple color. And now if I hold control, it'll actually only paint in, I'll make this stronger too. It actually only paint into the crevices, theoretically. So let's make this smaller. And take the strength like way up, because it's not really doing it. So I'm going to make sure I hold control. And it's not really doing what I was hoping. No, this thing's not acting correct. It's weird. Okay, well, anyway. So, and then I could do something, maybe I'll just do that. So I'm just going to go to, where are you? UVs and maps, extract texture maps, to do a new operation. And I'm going to do an ambient occlusion map, okay? And you can see now we do have levels, because I have sculpt levels. We didn't have that before when we did the painting. So I'm just going to look at this. I'm going to go down the line, hit best guess. You can see the number changed a little bit. Ray casting further outside is fine. Quality, I'm just going to go good for now. Image size, 1024 by 1024. Considering how big this is for my, well, we'll leave it at that. Anti-aliasing on 2 times. That's all fine. And I'm going to call what I want the base file name to be. And I'm going to save it right to, I have a project folder. Come on. And where are you? Cone backyard. And I'm just going to save it right to my source images folder. Okay, and I'm just going to call it, this is just Flamingo Diffuse. Or I'm sorry, this is Ambient Occlusion. So we'll go AMBOCC. Okay, great. So that all looks fine. And I'm just doing a PNG. So I'm also going to do a normal map. So what's going to do is going to compare the high level one to the low level one. Okay, and then hit best guess. And it's more or less kind of the same stuff. So Maya soft image, which we're not doing, but we're doing Maya. Let's go click in here, and it should be in the same thing. So I'm just going to call this Flamingo, and this is going to be normal, okay, or norm for normal map, okay. And I'm going to hit extract, and I am going to pause the video for a second. Alright, so map extraction just finished. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit close. Alright, you can see I have a bunch of things here. Alright, so on my sculpt layers, what I'm going to do is, good. So if you actually look at W, I'm going to hit page down. Okay, so page down goes down levels, page up goes up levels of your subdivision levels after you've already made them. So I'm going to go all the way down. Then I'm going to go to paint layers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these. So I'm going to grab my one that the ambient occlusion that I made. That was this one right here. Make it black and white right now, and I'm going to change this to multiply, so it just adds. I'm going to turn off my normal map so I don't have that confusing me. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use that blur to kind of soften some of these edges and things. Okay, so make this a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to use blur, and I'm just going to blur out without trying to lose any major detail. I'm just going to blur out anything that's kind of a weirdness. You can see the ambient occlusion didn't do too much. It's just a little bit. I'm going to turn W back off, but you can kind of see it slightly darkened in where there were darker areas. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm going to go to normal map, and I'm going to turn these off. If I open this up, you'll see it. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. So wherever I see there's a major area, so you can see right here, I'm just going to try and smooth that out as much as possible. Now, wherever there's seams, it's going to cause some issues. I'm just going to forewarn you on that. So, I'm just going to kind of smooth that there. And you can see there's a little bit of a seam there, so it's getting a little confused. Okay, so it's not going to be, this one's having a lot of problems. Yours may have less, may have more problems. It's because wherever there's seams, because I just did automatic mapping and put it wherever I wanted, that's what it's going to have a harder time kind of calculating those. Now, what you'll notice is that with this normal map on, I'll turn these on as well, that I'm at my lowest resolution, and it kind of has that same kind of high resolution feel. That's what the normal map does. So I'm going to go page up to go one, let's go 2, because I feel like 2 is when it starts to make a difference. Yeah, see, it's a little crummy there. And we're going to say that that's good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send it back to Maya. So I'm going to go File, and we're going to go Send to Maya, and we're going to do Update Current Scene. Nothing is selected. Okay. Send mesh at current level. So what it's going to do is it's actually going to, I'm going to send it at this one as opposed to the base mesh. You may want to keep the base mesh if it was already high enough. If it wasn't, then you can send the current one. So I'm going to send the current one. It's going to ask where it wants to go. So I'm at the folder here, and I'm just going to navigate again to my project folder. So I'm just going to go Cone Backyard. I'm going to choose that one. And then it wants, we'll just do default path. Default path, we're just going to use this one up here. And it just wants to know what names to put these. So I'm just going to call it Flamingo Diffuse. And the other one, oops, let's get you in there. And this will be Flamingo Norm. Okay, and then that should be good. And then I'll hit OK. And then warning mesh not updated. Okay, that's not good. So let's go back to Mudbox. I'm not sure what happened there. Mudbox. Okay. So I'm going to go to Object List, and I'm going to actually select the flamingo here. And I am going to go down to the lowest level and see if this works better. So I'm going to File, Send to Maya, Update Current Scene. There it goes. I'm not sure what happened there. So there you go. And then you can see now you have that high resolution. You can see it's much nicer than this. If I did a good job, it'd be even better. But there it is. Okay, so just basic sculpting that you can kind of add details such as brick texture on a flamingo. And that's it. So what I'd like you to do is, add materials. You don't have to do it to everything, just things that make sense. So like I might even like send this sandbox part over and just like use the stencil to just, so I can put on like to sculpt in like kind of a granular look to it. I might do it on the tires to make treads, but I wouldn't necessarily do it on the car because the car doesn't really need it. You know what I mean? Because it would be kind of hard surface and shiny. Maybe to put the little like divots in here and the trash can might make sense. Wood planks might make sense. This plant might make sense. Things like that. Okay, so that is it.